Aloha ladies. Today I want to talk about kids capsule wardrobes. So in my previous video I talked about how I had acquired a capsule wardrobe and I absolutely loved it. I acquired that in 2007. What was interesting though is it took me another 6 years before I ended up creating capsule wardrobes for my kids. And I actually started off with the baby at the time. That was in 2013. It was my third son. I'm not sure why it didn't occur to me to do it before. I think maybe because family minimalism wasn't really a thing at the time. I feel like it was just starting to come up with people like Joshua Becker, really I think being one of the first ones. Now what happened, the culprit that got me to start a capsule wardrobe for the baby was two things actually. One, my sister-in-law, who likes to shop, generously gifted me all of her hand-me-downs from my nephew, who was 9 months older than the baby. And I was so grateful that she gave me all these baby clothes. I virtually didn't have to buy anything, but I actually already had. But I was so grateful that she'd given me all these things, but at the same time I was completely overwhelmed. I think part of it was because I had just had a baby, but part of it was there's just so much of it. And studies have actually shown that there was a study that was done. It compared men and women and how different cognitively men and women react to clutter, and how it just really affects women, and women internalize clutter and it stresses them out just a lot more. So I don't know if that's what was going on or what, but anyhow, I was completely overwhelmed by it. So that was one. And then number two, I had, shortly after I had baby, I threw out my back. And my husband had just started a new job and he just couldn't be around that much at the time. So this was, I think, around like I think this was like 2 months postpartum, because the first 6 weeks, I'm always actually really good. And I'll do a separate video on this. I'm very good. I'm very intentional about taking the 40 days to recover and to rest. But it was right after that. It was probably around 2 months in. Anyhow, so I knew with my back the way it was, having to carry baby, there was no way that I was going to be going up and down the stairs to the baby's bedroom every couple of hours. So what I did was, in our living room, we have this armoire, and I was using the top portion of it to store, I believe, art supplies, kids' art supplies and homeschooling supplies for my two older kids. But the bottom of the armoire had two quite large, they were very large, wide drawers. So I decided, okay, whatever I needed for baby, his entire wardrobe and diapers, wipes, ointment, everything had to fit in those two drawers. So what I did was, I dumped all the clothes out, again, similar to how I did it with myself, but this time I took all of baby's clothes, dumped them on the floor by the armoire, and I decided to do something similar to the Marie Kondo method, where baby clothes are little, right? So I just folded it up and lined it up standing up. And it's very simple. 7 bottoms, 7 tops, 7 sleepwear. I don't even think I had 7 sleepwear. I don't even think I picked out 7 sleepwear. Couple of pairs of socks, 1 to 2 little sweaters, a hat, rash guard, and swimming trunks. That was it. I think that was the whole top drawer, and then the bottom drawer were diapers, wipes, and I think at the time I was using, I don't remember if I was using cloth diapers or not, but either one's fine. That, ointment, done. And oh my gosh, did that ever revolutionize life for me. It was right there, available, but tucked away, so house did not look cluttered. But I could pull it out anytime I needed, use what I needed, get baby, changed, dressed, situated, done. And my laundry room is downstairs, so it was perfect. It was like the washer and dryer is very close to there. So that's what I did with baby. And then when I realized how awesome this capsule wardrobe was for a child, I thought, well, why don't I do it for my other two? And I think at the time they were 6 and 8. So it's very easy to do it for younger kids. They don't, you know, I don't know, maybe it was just my boys, but they didn't really have an opinion of what they liked and didn't like as far as clothes were concerned. So I did the same thing, pulled everything out of their closet, did 7 shorts, 7 bottoms. And mind you, this is Hawaii too, right? So 7 shorts, 7 bottoms, 7 shirts, 7 bottoms, some like 1 or 2 pairs of jeans, 1 aloha shirt, a couple of sets of swimming trunks, socks if we're doing sports, jackets hanging up top, and that was it, and I was done. And then what I did was I kept some things back if they were older, meaning like if there were some bigger sizes in there, I kept them in there. Everything else I either threw out or donated, and I loved it. And to this day I love it. To this day, now my boys are older. Now I have almost a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and we're still doing the capsule wardrobe, and it's awesome. It completely changed how we do laundry in the house, so I'll do a separate video on that. One big thing actually that came out of it, other than the laundry, was that it really encourages my kids to live a minimalist lifestyle and to also appreciate what they have, right? If you only have 1 or 2 pairs of swimming trunks and you misplace them, guess what? You can't go to the beach. So you're going to take care of and track what you have. The other thing that allowed us to do, similar to what happened with my capsule wardrobe, is for the kids. What happened was, because I was spending so little money on their clothes, I was able to again buy them higher quality clothing, and we've continued to do that. And we're able to do it. We're happy to do it, and I love being able to do that for my kids. That pretty well anything that they want, and they're so good, you know. But pretty well anything that they want in terms of clothes, I'm able to get it for them, and their clothes really last. The other cool thing that happened was, especially when the kids are younger, they're actually wearing out their clothes, which is not really something that you see very often anymore, because typically kids have such large wardrobes that they're not necessarily wearing out their clothes. But my children, because their clothes are in such heavy rotation, they wear them out. And I'm able to, because their wardrobes are so small, when I do laundry, I'm able to see which items are wearing out, and I'm able to replace them on a regular basis and have my kids looking clean and put together and taken care of on a regular basis. So I hope that encourages you to start a capsule wardrobe for your family. Aloha.